What we have going on right now is Bitcoin still has not touched the gap on the CME. The CME chart has not gone to 18,400 or so. The 6-month candle is closing in an hour, so it'll happen during this live chat. It is atrocious. It's essentially like a double bearish engulfing candle, which has never happened in Bitcoin before. It's only happened in traditional market, I think, twice. It's happened in both. So things look like they're going to get a little nasty, and it looks like 12 to 14K. If, I would say potentially worst case, but in the month of July, Bitcoin could easily hit 12 to 14K in a month. In a month from now, it really could start accelerating to the downside. I'm not saying that's the most probable case, but I want to show you in the chart just a very easy visual that everybody should be able to appreciate, that it might not be probable, but it looks darn reasonable. So with no further ado, let's go take a look at Bitcoin. All right, check this out. I'm going to have I think this channel gets things from the 69K top. 4-hour chart should do it. Yes, it does. So I'm on the 4-hour chart. And again, if you want to steal this and pause the video, because I'm recording it, so I'll upload this to YouTube after the live show, feel free to screenshot it and figure out how to do it. Since I've already shown you how to do the rotated rectangle, which is this button up here, which makes this guy, all that stuff, you can just, this will stay active for months and months and months, right? This is the 69K top. Can you have channels within channels? Absolutely. I was just playing a channel from here to here, but this is the new macro channel. It's going to stay good potentially until 2024. It might only be 2023 where it starts breaking up and out of it. But if you do this, and so for my Discord community, I'm getting ready to upload a tutorial video, the 7th in the series of the highly edited ones where it's all compact, takes out all my ands and ums, and I'm going to show folks exactly how to do it. And I will have that uploaded by, hopefully Saturday, in 2 days in the afternoon. So if you haven't checked out Discord, where I show folks tutorials on how to set up charts and guide them in the for a more profitable crypto journey, and show folks how to trade safely with futures, check out the Discord. And I post some bomb-ass charts on Twitter, Cosasverdes with the number 2. And if you want more of a layup as opposed to spending hours within a community, I post about 15 to 30 updates on traditional markets and crypto. Plus, I provide recordings of the Cryptillion Discord tiers, so you can approach those things as you see fit, as opposed to needing to be there on time per my schedule. All right. And with those Cryptillion tiers, for the YouTube tiers, I will look at the live questions first because you get an emblem. So let's check out 12K. All right. Why are 12 and 4K so darn reasonable? Again, this is the 69K top back in November of 2021. Okay, going on about 7-8 months ago, and you can see that top essentially got rejected by the point of control, went down and sideways for a bit, and then what did it do? Touched the bottom of this perfectly. The next time it got rejected from the point of control, what did it do? Trickle down, touch the bottom perfectly. So a fractal from here to here, or a fractal from here to here, looks, just went up, got rejected from the top of the point of control, sure, but that makes sense because it just came from the top of the channel. It didn't come from the top of the channel back here. So this should be, I think it's reasonable to say, whatever happens after here, it could be an equivalent of this, essentially. Right? Let's check that out. For some reason that fractal's smaller. Oh, because it might not get this. There you go. All right, that is 13K, 13.4, and you can see down below here where I'm hovering, that's in July. That's less than 30 days away. I'm not saying it's probable, but you damn sure better have that on your top 4 most likely situations for the next 30 days. Let's take the next fractal. Of the last times it got rejected by the point control in this mega range, like this is, it's going to be an over a year long range, a trading channel downward, right? So let's take that one out here, from here to here. Sure it did it right. No, it made it shorter. For some reason, my fractals on TradingView have, after I take them, it immediately gets smaller for some reason. So then I got to stretch it back out and make it the way it should be. All right, and we take it from about there. So Bitcoin did get a perfect, like a near perfect rejection from the bottom. If I zoomed in here, let me zoom in here and show you. Before it started really going down, which shame on me, I didn't catch that. But you did get, you did on this candle here, it wicked, or one of these candles, it wicked up to touch that almost perfectly if I were on a different time frame. And so I will post it from there. Rejection from the bottom. Yeah, maybe even go like this. Okay, somewhere in there. And that is 12,000. Yeah, it's about 13K as well. So 12 to 14K. 14K makes a little bit more sense when you look left because there's more structure over there. And we'll do that here in a second. So it's always good to match up what happens on a channel by looking left at horizontals. And that increases the probability of things happening. So that means it could just hit it a little sooner, essentially, if it were 14K, something like that. So I will do this version and a shortened version to hit 14K. All right. And let's bump these up. And now let's go. Again, this isn't necessarily TA necessarily. However, I want to show you why it is reasonable. Visually, you can see this very clearly, right? And it should be within the top 4 or 5 most probable things that you see happening over the next 30 days. And so I'm going to try to look left. I almost forgot what I was doing for a second, sorry. And here is, I think, the structure. Oh, that's the 20K structure, or 14K. So there's some, yeah, so you have this top here. And you have this support top, and then you have structure over here. Zoom in. You don't have much structure, so this really just zoomed through it. So most of your structure is from this top over here. This is when Bitcoin went in early 2019 from 3,200. Huge, massive, essentially trap. But it wasn't a trap. I'm so sorry. It was a squeeze. It was a short squeeze. And it just kept squeezing up, especially everybody shorting here. People thought it was going to come up to here, which is very obvious, and it just busted through. Obviously, then went down to check it, and then did it all over again. It was like a double squeeze. It was a double huge squeeze. It was. It's a bummer y'all didn't live through, or some of y'all didn't live through that. This was a massively confusing time. It go straight from bottom, almost like 3/4 up to your previous stop, and then do it all, then crash again. This was very difficult. And then 14K also gets this support here from the topish area. So let's go ahead and go like this. See how this matches. Let's actually go, get a couple of these tops here. So I'll bring this down to get the tops of 2018 first dead cat bounce, and it should go through this area here as well. So you got a lot of structure here. So you don't have structure on the way up at 14, but you have it way back here, which is better. It's stronger. So bring that through. Now let's zoom back in onto the 4-hour chart, and let's see how these play around with that. This is a major support area. So this was the shortened fractal, which actually makes less sense. So I will delete that one. That's the one I manipulated. These are the actual fresh fractals. Boom. That actually looks really realistic, folks. Look, it hits it exactly where they intersect. And when two important lines cross, gosh, it might hit that on the nose. It really might, dude, on the 22nd to the... I'm going to put a freaking arrow there. Or no, I should put a Cosa box there. Let's do a Cosa box. Cosa box usually, I would say usually, more than 50% of the time they get hit. So let's put a Cosa box there so I can just keep making... I can get the Grim Reaper back out for my futures. So I'm doing a journey from essentially publicly, especially for Discord, but I'm showing them how I'm going to take I'm taking a futures count from starting with $5,000 to $100,000. It's kind of been like Bitcoin price goes up, higher, low, up, higher, low, up, higher, low. So right now I'm forming a higher low at about 17.2. I really chopped my account. I'm getting pecked to death because I was wrong for about 2 days after about a $10,000 winning streak. I just couldn't do anything wrong, and then 2 days I was stubborn and I didn't. Yeah, I just made a higher low. It's just how it is. You don't go straight up forever in your accounts. So if this were to happen, I would probably be killing it again because all I need is a trend. I'd probably get I'd probably in my journey probably make a higher low here. As the trend changes a little bit, and when the trend picks back up, I would then make a higher high. So usually the trading during these times, it's harder, and you do less well when a trend changes on small time frames like the 1 to 4 hour to succumb again. So that's essentially what happened to me during this point here. Here I was shorting from here to here. From that point to here is where I got chopped up. So I made my higher low from here to here. My account went from 22 to like 17.5 or something. Anyway, so if you're not following along, I post the abbreviated version of that stuff on Twitter, my journey, and then more in-depth stuff. I actually show my account and all my bad moves and all my good moves, but especially my bad moves to my VIPs and my Cryptillions, just so they know what real trading looks like. It's not all sunshine, and it's not just an account creator posting, oh, I had a big gain, like, look at me. Even though I do that, I showboat when I'm on a roll, absolutely, I got to. But when I get hurt, when I take hits, I really focus on that with my Discord community. So follow along, and again, Discord community links are in the description section of my videos. Yeah, this looks perfect. Let's try the other one. It's almost too good. Hopefully I was following along with how I'm doing that. So let's go. Where should this one start? Start about here. Or should I start it about here? I don't know what would be better. Actually, this looks a little better. This looks actually pretty related right now. So that would hit the same area just about 3 days earlier. Can't tell where it would hit. This makes sense too. But that would be the bottom of it. That'd be 12K. Ooh, that'd be dirty. Yeah, so again, what I'm showing you is Bitcoin price has been in this channel for 8 months. It's going to stay in this channel. Given that it got rejected from the point of control, essentially the most important thing in the channel, well, let's look left and how did it behave the last times? Well, this is exactly how it behaved, and both times it did almost the same exact thing. If it did anything similar, it would be end of July, early August. Bitcoin is around 12 to 14K. Be prepared for this. Don't try learning how to, altcoins, aren't doing anything, so I'm going to put all my money into futures, and this is the bottom, and I'm going long. You're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed. Please don't do that. This could just, the move down in a macro sense could really start accelerating on Bitcoin. These are your overall targets. Let me show you what I think for the micro side of things, what could end up happening. So this is more of your mid-long-term analysis or 30-day analysis. It could easily hit there. However, for more immediate type of stuff, it's just the next line down. It looks like the gap fill on CME will be overshot. And so what I just said is very important, because there are 2 ways the gap could be filled. One is more bearish than the other. And the bearish one that I'm about ready to show you how a gap can be filled is price can tank down on the weekend and still fill the gap when it reopens on Tuesday, because it went lower than the gap, and by Tuesday as it's in, and so it starts working its way up before CME opens, and it's still at the gap because it went way lower. It could easily happen. So there are 2 ways that this gap is going to be, I would guess it would be likely to be filled. With the assumption it'll happen within the next 30 days. So you have a CME gap at around 18.4. So this isn't spot price, but I'm gonna put it on. This is spot and not CME. So the gaps happen on CME, it's not on spot, because spot never stops trading. But let's just put this here. If you see on this channel, the lines are your ping pong lines, right? Or what do you call it? Pinball machine where it goes, it's like bumpers. I said they're bumpers. Like literally they're bumpers. So if you just bumped here, got rejected from this and fell off, you can't bump up until this is hit. That's 18K on the nose, right? So when this gap is filled, either price will hang out and come up here to get rejected, wait for CMEs to open up and then fill it, which is, it could easily happen. So this is one avenue over the next 5 to 7 days. Well, let's actually see. So it could just go like this, come up shy, boom, boom, get rejected, maybe one more fake out, boom, 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 come fill it during the week. Nope, that would be July 4th. So that's not actually long enough. So let me actually mark off July 5th. When CMEs open right here, well, they open at night, actually, so July 4th, late, right there is actually the exact hour they open. All right, I'm on the 4-hour chart doing this. Let me go to the hour. All right, is this the exact hour? Yeah, so that's when CMEs open exactly to the hour. So Bitcoin could put in a local low, get here, boom, 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 fake out, boom, and then work its way down and start filling this, on Tuesday when things open back up, and then hit that line. Because you can't really get a strong bounce until that line is hit. So the last low, what happened? It didn't bounce until it hit this line. You see that? It got this is partly, even though I didn't have this exact channel here, I had a slightly different channel, but it hit a channel line and a horizontal at the same time. That's why I was able to actually, with my community or VIPs, particularly in Discord, we caught this knife, took profits at the next line. I mean, just look how easy this was. Look, caught the knife, took profits here, and then we got the higher low at a 45-degree angle. We literally hit this. And I can show you the trade setups to show it before it ever happened. Yeah, we did a very, very good job on that. Nailed that. I don't expect it to be that easy a second time, so I'm not going to try it hard a second time, but we nailed that. So these are bumpers, right? And you have to focus on what needs to be filled plus the bumper line. Well, this is one reasonable avenue if it's going to wait to fill that. It's the more bullish way. Okay, the more bearish way is if it doesn't come up and get rejected by here first. Rather, a more bearish sense is it just maybe goes like this, gets in my box where I kind of want to short. I don't know if it's going to get there, and it goes boom over the weekend, boom, boom, and then starts working its way up. Maybe even screams up and then makes a higher low to fill the gap once CME is open. Like that. Let me make these a little bigger right here and here. And these are your price paths that I think are most likely over the next few days. I just clicked a button. Sorry. I don't know if that gave you a commercial or not. I accidentally clicked something. I don't know. It says ad. So I didn't mean to give you an ad if it stopped anything. All right. Now, that's it. So you could stop this video or, rewind it or whatever. This is one of these two things, or a version of it, is probably what's going to happen until July 5th and 6th. I'm telling you. These lines act as almost, they're not perfect guides, but they're damn good guides. Imagine you're walking, you're climbing a mountain or whatever, and you need a guide to get you up there. Trying to go to Machu Picchu or whatever in Peru. Something, you have a guide. Not all guides are perfect, but they're pretty damn good. They're going to get you to where you want to go. Even you might stub a toe on the way. But that's what I got. Very, very probable that's gonna happen over the next. And so these are probable to happen. One version of these or something in between. But it's very probable that one of these happen. But the 30-month view that I just showed you about 12 to 14K, I'm not going to make the claim that those are probable. However, they're in your top 5 most probable things to happen over a 30-day period. So the short-term time frame, I just gave you the 2 most probable things until July 6th or so after American Independence Day, and then a reasonable price path over the next 30 days. And the reason I started this Bitcoin analysis off by showing this is because a lot of folks, now that they've given up on altcoins, right? And altcoins are just going to get demolished now. People finally are accepting a bear market. they're going to go try their luck in the futures. And if I have any viewers that are not in Discord who are trying to do that, the best way to lose your money is to try to catch a knife, and you're going to lose your money. And so I wanted to show that 30-day outlook, because it just might go down and down and down. You might just keep longing and longing and longing, and your money's going to be gone if you keep doing that. And that is what we got for short term and the next 30 days. I really hope this was helpful. So now we're going to go cover Ethereum.